Hey y'all, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you're having a good evening. And if you're not, prayerfully it's going to get better before you close your eyes to go to sleep tonight. I just wanted to hop on real quick to say we have to do better about celebrating other people. The God that we serve is so big. Your blessing does not take away from my blessing. Your life being great does not make my life any less great. God moving in one particular area of your life does not mean that he cannot move in mine. And so many people are trapped in this cycle of comparison, where you're looking at other people and you're saying, well, how is it that, I was unemployed, but they got a job so quickly? How is it that I'm still single and they're engaged? Why does this particular person get to move so, forward so quickly in ministry? Whatever the comparison is, I hear God calling us to just say, stop it. If you believe that I'm a big God, if you believe that I'm a great God, if you know that I am no respecter of person, when you see your neighbor blessed, when you see your friend blessed, when you see that coworker, the stranger, whoever it is, living in overflow, living in abundance, don't let that make you sad. Don't let that make you question, well, why not me and why them? God is so big that he's going to do what he's going to do for you when he is ready in his timing. And I don't say that dismissing the fact that it is a challenge to wait for some things, and especially for those of you where maybe you desire to have a child and it just looks like everyone around you is able to get pregnant and have kids, and so that's like, it just hurts because you have to wait. But I know people who are waiting for children and who are waiting for marriages and who are waiting for jobs, and they can still celebrate the people around them because they look and they say, you know what, God, if you did it for my sister, if you did it for my brother, if you did it for this complete stranger who I don't even know, I know for a fact that it's in your power to do it for me. And so God, give me the patient endurance that I need to stand and wait on you for what you have for my life, not what you have for my neighbor's life, not what somebody else, receives or experiences, but God, do in my life what you intend to do. And so I just pray that you would have the spirit of contentment, that you would have a spirit that allows you to celebrate other individuals, even when they're getting the things that you've been praying for and waiting for and fasting for. And don't fall into the trap of self-righteousness, which so many people do, where you look and you say, oh, well, they didn't do X, Y, and Z, and so how did they get blessed? Or I've been, working so hard and doing this and it hasn't come through for me. Apples and oranges, because there are ways that your life is blessed that somebody isn't, or there are ways that you have received grace that somebody else hasn't. So let's be free from the trap of comparison. Let's be free from looking at somebody else's life and not being able to celebrate. And let's experience the joy of the Lord by genuinely getting happy for somebody else. And I have you hear me? A quick praise report to share about that. So, one of my sisters in the ministry had put on Facebook about checks in the mail, and I have another girlfriend, my girlfriend, Minister Rashawn Carlton. We're always, we get checks in the mail, like money literally follows us. So we have that joke about checks in the mail. And so, Sister Phaedra posted that, and I was just like, yes, God, like literally instantly just went into like celebration for her. Like, wow, God, that's so decent, and like did the little love post on Facebook. Well, do you know, and this is me being trifling, I had like stacks of mail just sitting waiting for me to open it. And so I start going through my mail, and do you know I had a check in the mail, and I just had to like bust out laughing, and I said, God, thank you. It's not about the money. Thank you for trusting me, but also thank you for giving me this heart to be able to celebrate somebody else, because I can't take any credit for it. I can't say, oh, I'm Bridget and I'm just wired to celebrate other people. No, I believe this is the work of God in my life. But saying all that to say, as you celebrate, you don't know what God is doing on your behalf. This could turn into a whole sermon. I'm praising God for what he has done for someone else. And the very same blessing has already hit my house. Do y'all hear me? Praising God for what he has done in someone else's life, and the very same blessing is already in the house. What you need is already in the house. What God is already, at work in your life, what he is planning to do is already done. And so don't fall into the trap of envy and jealousy and bitterness and comparison. Those are joy and peace stealers. Our job, our objective, one of our goals in this walk with Christ is to accept the peace that he so freely gives us. And so if you find yourself in this season being lured into the trap of looking at someone else's life and saying, woe is me, this isn't fair, no matter how difficult or hard it is, pray and say, God, help me. Help me not covet. Help me not compare. Help me not be down. And some of you do genuinely celebrate other people. It just gets hard, right, over time, where it's like, okay, this is the 12th wedding that I've been to, and I'm still single, no children, whatever the issue is. So I get that. I'm not minimizing it. I'm just saying that we don't have to get stuck in that place. Amen. That we don't have to stay somewhere where I can't live in the fullness of the life that Christ has died to provide me, because I'm so focused and caught up on what somebody else is doing. And so live your life. Do you celebrate the people that are around you? If you find yourself not doing that, ask God's forgiveness, and then it's done. And start as a new day. Look, you can celebrate me for the check that I just opened up in my mail. But I hope this encourages somebody, and that it just helps lift your spirits and know God is not a respecter of persons. If he's doing it for people around you, trust and believe your blessing is on your doorstep. Your blessing is nigh, as we say. Your blessing, like I said in that example, is already in the house. So I hope that encourages your heart tonight. Have a wonderful evening. Be blessed. Good night.